Once again, good evening, everyone. We'll begin our meeting shortly. I just want to see if everyone's had a chance to log on. I know we have some council members. Councilmember Alcorn, have you logged on yet?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. All right. Do we have Mr. Hart?
I am here.
All right. Mr. Davis?
He's present.
I'm here.
All right. Matlock, are you there? Ms. Matlock, are you there? You might need to unmute to respond. Thought I saw her on there earlier. Ms. Williams is on. Ms. Alcorn is on. Ms. Hart is on. Ms. Williams, I think we've got everyone. So at this time, we'll go ahead and begin our meeting. At this time, I will open the regular meeting and call to order the meeting of the Texarkana, Texas City Council. Today is Monday, January the 25th, 2021. And at this time, I'll ask Ms. Evans to please call the roll. Ms. Evans?
Ms. Matlock? Mr. Davis?
Here.
Ms. Hart?
Yeah, here.
Mr. Harp?
Present.
Ms. Williams?
Here.
Ms. Alcorn?
Here.
And I did, Ms. Evans, need to confirm that we do have Ms. Matlock there. Did you get a response from her?
Yes, I see her now. She just showed up.
Okay.
I'm not doing this again. Everything's just not working. The computer, everything. This is my last Zoom meeting, I think. I'm using my phone, so everything else is not working because of the internet connection, I guess.
Okay. Well, we see you, Ms. Matlock, so we're glad to have you there. So at this time, I will call the meeting to order. We've had our roll call. And then Councilmember Matlock, you're scheduled for the invocation this evening. Would you please provide us with an invocation?
Yes, I will. Would everybody bow their heads, please? Heavenly Father, we thank you for another day, Lord. We thank you for your mercy and your grace. Lord, we ask that you give us the wisdom, the knowledge, and the integrity to do a good job as our council members for the city. Lord, we ask that you bless all the city employees, our firemen, our policemen, and bless the city council, dear God. And then bless everyone in the city of Texarkana, Texas. These and all of the blessings we ask in your son's Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. Thank you, Ms. Matlock. Just have a few items of interest this evening. As a reminder, council will be having a special meeting that will be held tomorrow, January the 26th at 5:30 p.m. here at City Hall. Go over a few matters. And then on Monday, February the 8th and Monday, February the 22nd will be our two council meetings during the month of February. We do not have any parks and recreation events scheduled, but you can obtain information about possible events by calling the staff at 903-798-3978 or referring to the city's website. We have a few events that are taking place in the city. The Bridge City Project's annual chili cook-off will be held on January the 29th. That is this coming Friday from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. It'll be held at 316 Hazel Street, Texarkana, Arkansas. To participate as a chili entry contestant, you need to complete a registration and invitebright.com, and that's EVENTBRITE.com, evenbright.com, and the registration fee is $25. There will be raffle tickets that will be sold for prizes to include kitchen, gift cards, and more. Admission for the general public is free, and you can come and join the Texarkana Homeless Coalition for some good chili, a great cause, and a night of fun. Also, we've had a lot of interest and a lot of news lately as far as projects taking place in the downtown area. There's been a focus on some very large projects that are taking place with the Grimm Hotel, the Hotel Grimm rather, and the former Texarkana National Bank building, known now as the Texarkanian. So we've had some large projects, but I think we also need to also recognize those who are investing in our downtown area that have small businesses. And recently there were a couple of articles in the Texarkana Gazette, and I would like to just share briefly some information about these articles. The first one involves a lady by the name of Taylor Barr. Last name is spelled B-A-R-R. And Miss Barr owns a business called the Beauty Bar that for quite some time has been located on Broad Street. And she is now moving a short distance to the intersection of Main and West 3rd. For those of you that have lived here for a long time, you may recall this is the former location of Patterson's Camera Shop before they moved out on Summerhill Road. And so she is relocating her business, but she is staying in the downtown area. The building that she is moving into has been completely remodeled recently. And I just want to thank Ms. Barr for her investment in time and effort in the downtown area. The second item I'd like to mention is a project on the Arkansas side in our downtown area. There is a lady by the name of Jennifer, and I'm assuming the last name is pronounced Hub. It's spelled H-U-B-B-E. Miss Hub, and I think her daughter moved here from Baltimore, Maryland back in 2008. And she purchased the former Hart's Cut Rate Drugstore located on East Broad Street. She made a portion of this space, the former Hart's Cut Rate Drugstore, into her home. And then she has announced 3 new businesses that will also be occupying the space. And it's called Hart's on Broad. And there are 3 stores. One is going to be called Natalie's Salon, which will feature 3 hairstylists along with 1 microblade stylist. Another store, which is going to be called Bones and Arrows Apparel. And then the third one is Let There Be Design Gifts, a gift store. So I want to thank these 2 ladies, Ms. Hub and Ms. Barr, for your time and your investment in downtown Texarkana. And these small businesses will certainly complement the larger projects that we currently have underway. At this time, we'll move along to our open forum comments from the public. If there's anyone who would like to address the council, you're welcome to do so this evening. You will have up to 5 minutes to speak on a particular subject matter. If you're wanting to speak on one of our public hearing items this evening, I respectfully ask that you please hold those comments until we get to that particular item on the agenda, and you're welcome to speak at that time during that particular public hearing. Ms. Evans, do we have anyone who has notified us this evening they would like to address the council?
No, Mayor, I have no one set up for open forum.
Okay, so Ms. Evans reports that no one has set up for open forum this evening. So at this time, we'll move along to our appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. Do we have any appointments to be made to any boards, committees, or commissions this evening by the council? If not, council, I do have some activity I need to present this evening in reference to the Housing Authority. We do have a recent vacancy on the Housing Authority Board. Mr. Bruce Powers, who was a great board member. He really enjoyed serving on the board, recently resigned from the Housing Authority Board. He is starting a new business and certainly needs to devote time and effort and energy with that new business. And so he has resigned from the board, and I would like to appoint in his absence Mr. Robert Davis. Mr. Davis is a resident of Texarkana, Texas, a former business owner in our community, and also a former city council member who served on the city council back in the early to mid 1990s. Represented Ward 5 when he served on the council, and he is interested in serving. So I would like to appoint Robert Davis to the Housing Authority Board. Also, in reference to the Housing Authority Board, we have some current members of the Housing Authority Board whose positions have expired, and I would like to reappoint the following board members. They are Resident Commissioner Brenda Robinson, Resident Commissioner Linda Nolan, Melva Flowers, who serves as chair, Mr. Louis George, and Joanne Rice. So what I'm presenting to the council is an appointment of Robert Davis to replace Bruce Powers, and then reappointment of Ms. Robinson, Ms. Nolan, Ms. Flowers, Mr. George, and Ms. Rice. So unless there are any other nominations to be made for any boards and commissions or committees, I will entertain a motion for approval of those that have been submitted. Is there a motion for approval? If so, if you'll state motion and your name, and whoever seconds the motion will say second and also state your name. So is there a motion for approval?
Jean Matlock, I move that we appoint Ms. Flowers, Ms. Rice, Ms. Davis, and who else was it? Mr. Davis to
Mr.
the
George?
for reappointment, Mr. and Reverend George for reappointment
Okay.
to the
all right.
House Majority Board.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Matlock. Is there a second to the motion?
Williams, I second.
Can we have a second from Councilmember Williams? Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, the motion carries. Thank you very much, council. I appreciate your assistance in this very important matter. At this time, we'll now move along to items for consideration. We do have 2 items this evening on the consent agenda. Item 1 is to consider approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of the City Council held on January the 11th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Item 2, resolution number 2021-005, authorizing the city manager to accept the bid and execute a contract with Quality Electric Company Incorporated of El Dorado, Arkansas, in an amount not to exceed $223,820 with budgeted funds for the Millwood Water Treatment Plant Transfer Switch Project. So I would, unless a council member would like to pull one of these items or more for further review, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to
Councilman,
consent, Councilman Hart.
second, Councilmember Matlock.
We have a motion by Councilmember Hart, and we have a second by Councilmember Matlock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Okay, the consent agenda has been approved. We do not have any action items scheduled for this evening. We do have one item under the heading of first briefings. Item 1, resolution number 2021-006, approving amendment number 3 to the city's contract with Waste Management Texas Incorporated for the collection of waste and recyclables, authorizing the city manager to execute the necessary documents for such amendment, and approving the automatic 5-year renewal term of said contract with Waste Management of Texas Incorporated. We have a public hearing scheduled for this item on February the 8th, and then council consideration that same evening. And Dusty Hensley, who is our Director of Public Works, is going to brief us on this matter. And I think we also have Mr. Doug Sims with Waste Management with us this evening as well. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Dusty to brief the council on this item. Good evening, Dusty.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. If y'all remember, back in September, we were notified by Waste Management that there would be no more recycled material be accepted by their MRF facility that they were using in Shreveport. Mr. Sims gave a presentation to council on the 14th, and over the next couple of months, then we worked with Waste Management to come up with some, I think, 3 or 4 different options for y'all for the recycling program. Based on the feedback that I believe y'all received, the sentiment was to continue with our current single stream and for the additional cost of $377 a month. Since that time, we've worked with a Waste Management to come up with an amendment for the contract, and to help try to reduce the cost, we were willing to give up 100 or go from 250 free roll-offs that they provided to the city for their use down to 100. This took the charge down to $342 a month. We were also concerned with putting that much cost at one time on the residents, so Waste Management was willing to do a phased system to where they would get half of the cost, or $171, upon them starting their new program. Then the other half would be October 1st of 2022. We spent many months on this, and it was very tough deal, but we got an agreement done with it. Also with this was a 5-year contract that we started on March 1st, 2017. In the contract, it was a 5-year contract with an automatic renewal for 5 more years. So with that, we have to notify them a year prior to the renewal, which would be next year in 22, whether or not we are going to renew or not renew. And staff is recommended to renew the contract with them. On that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Doug. He wants to have a few comments to say, and I'll be happy to answer any questions after he gets done.
Thank you, Dusty. Mr. Sims, good evening.
Good evening, sir. First, I'd just like to say how much I appreciate the mayor and council working with us to come up with a solution and an option to continuing recycling for the citizens of Texarkana. We have worked diligently with your city manager, your assistant city manager, your public works director, and even your city attorney's office. And we believe now that we have reached this final agreement. And I wanted to just kind of give y'all an update on the progress and what our intentions are going forward. Once approved, we've already set in motion a lot of the work. As you know, we have to re-permit or get a modification to our permit for the transfer station at the Texarkana Hauling District on West 7th Street. We anticipate, in talking to TCEQ, that should take somewhere between 3 and 4 months. That will be the longest of any other issue that we have. We also have visited with our engineer, and he has proposed a number of improvements to that facility. We have $40,000 worth of improvements that we will make to that facility before we even begin anything with the transfer of the recyclable materials. And then he also has given us about $99,000 of additional improvements that will be needed between now and the first 18 months of the contract. And then followed in the next 5 years, we're looking at maybe as much as $360,000 in capital improvements and other expenditures. So we're prepared to do that. Of course, as y'all know, our district manager, Jared Miller, also will have to be certified to license to run the transfer station. That should take him about 40 hours of work. Under COVID, he'll probably be doing that online, and he's already preparing for that. So we feel like that even though it's going to take a few months, we're hopeful to start this by July the 1st. We have worked with the city, and of course TWU would like to start this on the 1st of the month. And so if we finish it up and get everything ready to go by May, we may can start as early as June, but we anticipate hopefully starting by July 1st at the latest. And if you've got any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sims. Any questions for Dusty or Mr. Sims by the council? Mr. Sims, I've got one. If you can just kind of clear this up in my mind. So when the truck is out on the route, all right, and they stop at a residence and they pick up the contents in the recycling cart and they are deposited into the truck, share with me the process that will happen from that point to the final end point.
And we will continue to use our recycling trucks exclusively for recycled material. We will then, those trucks will then go back, rather than going over to Terrastar as we did in the past and dump it on their tipping floor, we will take it to our transfer station on West 7th Street. We will dump it there. From there, we will load it into transfer trucks. We're in the process now of determining if we're going to use our own transfer trucks or use a third party to transport the material, but we'll load that transfer truck and the material will then be taken to a material recovery facility. And again, we anticipate we're going to use our facility in Arlington, Texas, rather than the one in Little Rock, since that is in the Texoma market area and we have more control over the facility in Arlington.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Sims. Any questions by the council? Okay, I didn't hear anything. So, Mr. Sims, thank you very much for your comments this evening, and we'll have this scheduled for our public hearing at the next meeting. And are you at your office?
I'm at my home office.
That's a very nice office.
Hey, I just got it about 7 months ago. I wanted to show it off. It's the first time I've been able to have a Zoom meeting with the council, so I appreciate the comments. Thank you, sir.
Well, I'm an HGTV person, so I like the wall color and I like the trim and the molding. It looks very nice.
I'll tell my wife. I had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Well, very good. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. That concludes our first briefings on the agenda. We'll now move along to our public hearings. We do have, I believe, 3 public hearings scheduled. Item 1 is ordinance number 2020-133, rezoning a 5-acre tract of land being tract 7D as in David in the MEP&P Railway Company Headright Survey A-433, located at 2800 West 15th Street, multiple family 1 to Planned Development Neighborhood Service. I cannot pronounce this person's first name. It's spelled Xiaoqing, in parentheses, Williams, Zhang or Zhang, Z-H-A-N-Z, Texas Investment in Property, under contract to purchase, Brian Henry, agent. And at this time, I'll declare the public hearing open on this item. If there's anyone who would like to address the council, you're welcome to do so. Ms. Evans, do we have anyone on standby for this public hearing item?
Yes, Mayor, I have William Zhang.
Okay. All right, Mr. Zhang, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good evening, Mr. Zhang. So we have the public hearing open at this particular time for the item that you're in reference to here. And we would like to allow you the opportunity to speak to the council this evening. We are all tuned in by way of Zoom, but all council members are tuned in right now as far as audio and video. So I will ask you to please state your name for the record, and then feel free to provide us with any comments you would like to share.
Yes, my name is Xiaoqing Zhang, and I try to purchase this land to do some general retail and stuff like that, and try to make this place up. You know, this place been empty for a while, and we try to make it worse, the original condition almost. Everything up running, the garage train, everything. It looks nice for the city.
Okay. Do you have any projected hours of operation or days of the week that you plan to operate this business at this location?
Yes, sir. We probably do like maybe Monday through Friday or Saturday, from 9 to 5. So it will be really easy for the neighborhood.
Okay. All right. Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. And do you have any plans at this point in time as far as what venues you plan to have there, or is that something that you are willing to share with the council? If you have that information, I don't want to step on anything.
Yeah,
information.
We have a rough idea. We'll try to bring the regular house school wholesale and stuff like that for cheaper but good quality stuff. But we haven't really decided detail yet, since everything get hold of the zoning approval. And we don't even have the land legally under our name yet. So the details still planning, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Anything else you would like to share with us?
I think that's it. Unless someone else have any questions, I can answer real quick.
Okay. Any questions by the council for Mr. Zhang?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, sir, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate your interest in this property, and we thank you for your time this evening, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. The public hearing is still open on this item. Ms. Evans, is there anyone else who would like to speak about this item?
No, Mayor, I have no more callers signed up.
Okay. Ms. Evans reports that she does not have any additional callers signed up on this particular item. So at this time, I will declare the public hearing closed. And is there a motion for approval of the ordinance?
Motion to approve by Councilman Hart.
Second, Councilmember Matlock.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Hart. We have a second by Councilmember Matlock. Ms. Evans, the caption, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Texarkana, Texas, amending the zoning ordinance of the city of Texarkana, Texas by rezoning a 5-acre tract of land being tract 7D in the MEP and P Railway Company HRS A-433, located at 2800 West 15th Street in the city of Texarkana, Bowie County, Texas, from multiple family 1 to planned development neighborhood service, containing a repealer clause, containing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. All right, the motion carries. All right, thank you, council. We'll now move along to item number 2, ordinance number 2021-001, rezoning lots 4, block 4, lots 1 through 6, and lots 9 through 12, block 5, South Texarkana Edition, located in the 2000 and 2100 block of South State Line Avenue and the 2100 block of South Spruce Street. Agriculture to Single Family 3, Keith Wiley and South Park Properties, LLC owners. And a 3/4 vote of the city council is required to approve this request. So that will be 5 of 6 votes for approval. We have our public hearing scheduled for this evening as well as council vote. So at this time, I will declare the public hearing open on ordinance number 2021-001. Ms. Evans, do you have anyone who would like to address the council on this item?
Okay, I have William Cody signed up to speak. William Cody.
All right, Ms. Evans reports that William Cody would like to address the council on this public hearing item. Mr. Cody, are you with us?
Yes, my name is William Cody Power. I own property, and I'll speak for quite a few of the neighbors there in that neighborhood. I own an acre of lot over there, lived over there for over 18 years, just recently moved from there in 2019, still own land over there. Our biggest concern about it is the storm drainage in the area. It's not the greatest, it's antiquated, it's outdated. The sewer and the water system is lacking at times. The water pressures are low. We've had several sewer issues over there with blocking up and backing up into the personal property ones and having it unstopped. That's one of the biggest things. Also, it may bring a lot more traffic. I mean, we've seen a lot of traffic increase over there, South State Line Avenue, ever since the loop was put in, first of all. Truck traffic, heavier traffic through there, and it's still just a 2-lane road. And with adding more houses in that area, it's deemed to be add more traffic to the area and the quieter neighborhood that's there. That is our biggest concern. But like I said, our biggest storm is storm drainage. Every time it rains heavily out through there, ditches back up, overflow the road, stuff like that. So that is what was wanting to talk to the council about. Thank y'all for your time.
Okay, all right. So, Power, thank you very much. Appreciate your time this evening. Ms. Evans, is there anyone else who would like to address the council on this item?
Yes, Mayor, I have a Francine Miller. Francine Miller.
Okay. Good evening, Ms. Miller. Are you on the line? Ms. Francine Miller, are you on the line? If you are there, perhaps you might need to unmute yourself in order to speak to the council on this item. Just passing along a suggestion. Once again, Francine Miller. Ms. Miller, are you with us to speak on this item this evening?
She just dialed in, Mayor.
Okay.
Trying to get her to unmute.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Ms. Miller, are you with us yet? Hello, Ms. Miller? Hello, Ms. Miller, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Ms. Miller. If you don't mind, we are having a public hearing on ordinance number 2021-001. I believe you wanted to address the council on this particular item. The public hearing is open. And if you don't mind, if you will please state your name for the record, and then feel free to make your comments to the council this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, sir. Mary Francine Miller. I live at 2642 South State Line Avenue, Texarkana, Texas. And South State Line is right in front of my house. It's hazardous and in disrepair. It's a narrow road with no shoulders and many potholes. I have gotten information from Mr. Wong, the Texas Department of Transportation area engineer, of statistics on traffic count. In a 24-hour period, we have over 1,400 cars. And that is from Miller Avenue to Loop 151 South. And that has been in the last year when the stats were measured. Also, I've talked to Rebecca Wells, who's the Texas Highway District Transportation Manager, on vehicular accidents in the last year. There's been 2 crashes, 1 single vehicle accident, which the vehicle ran off the road. 1 pedestrian was killed between Miller Avenue and Loop 151 South. I did question this information, as I have seen at least 4 wrecks in front of my house in the last year. And Ms. Wells did tell me that the exact number may not be complete, as the officers may write up county road or local road. So the Texas Highway Department really has no way of knowing the exact number. Also, this does not include Arkansas Highway Department statistics. As I said, I've seen several accidents directly in front of my house. There was also one recently in front of the recycling center, one of many that I've seen, because there's a hydroplane area there where the water is damming up over the road, and it's really quite dangerous. Us that live out there, we know where it is, but other people don't. Also, I'm 76 years old, young, and I have to clean the ditches out of debris weekly. I often have to hire somebody to help me because I can't pick up the large limbs and shrubs and lumber and stuff that fly out of trucks on a daily basis. And the rains, such as the recent ones, cause flooding in the ditches, and they have not been maintained in years. Also, the grass is not cut around the right-of-way or the ditches. The speed is a huge issue from motorcycles to 18-wheelers coming from 151 South to a shortcut to North Downtown on South State Line. I mean, anywhere from 50 to 70 miles an hour, and it's like a 40-mile-an-hour road. We do not see many patrols in our area, and it's really basically up to the homeowners to call and protect their own properties. The people in the subject area, which, as you know, is agricultural, we have animals, horses, cows, chickens, and wildlife, and we really don't want that disturbed. We've all made major investments in our properties and want to protect that investment. It is my understanding that the proposed change is for rental homes. I have a certification in economic development and also an inactive real estate license, and I know that renters do not tend to take care of their property if it is self-owned. And I just don't think this location is the highest and best use for several rentals on a small plot. Also, I did see on the internet where this particular entity that's applied had some back taxes owed. Now, the gentleman did tell me that that was a mistake. One of the gentlemen that was with the entity applying. However, it is still on the internet. And so I think that shows a lack of responsibility if it's true. The properties are not cleaned up. We've got enough trash already coming down the road in our areas, excessive traffic, sewer and water issues. And I beg of the council to please leave it agricultural and let us just maintain the best we can. We would love to have some help from the city as far as cleanup and water and sewer issues. I appreciate you letting me speak, and hopefully we can have an understanding of the fact that we want it to be left agricultural. Thank you so much. And by the way, I appreciate Ms. Williams and her help with Main Street. I'm a Main Street volunteer and very much interested in economic development, but I just don't think this particular thing is in line with economic development. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Miller. We sure thank you for joining us this evening and appreciate your comments. So hope you have a great evening. All right, Ms. Evans, do we have anyone else lined up to speak on this item?
No, Mayor, I have no more callers for this item.
Okay, Ms. Evans reports we do not have any other callers speaking by. So at this time, I'll declare the public hearing closed on ordinance 2021-001. Council, what we'll do after the motion and second and after the captions read, since this particular item does require a 3/4 vote of the council, which would be 5 affirmative votes, 5 out of 6, then on this particular item, we will have a roll call on this item. So at this time, I will entertain a motion for approval of ordinance 2021-001. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved, Alcorn.
We have a motion by Councilmember Alcorn. Is there a second?
Second, Councilmember Matlock.
We have a second by Councilmember Matlock. Ms. Evans, the caption, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Texarkana, Texas, amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Texarkana, Texas, by rezoning lots 4 through 6, Block 4, lots 1 through 6, and lots 9 through 12, Block 5, South Texarkana Addition, located in the 2000 to 2100 block of South State Line Avenue and 2100 block of South Spruce Street in the City of Texarkana, Bowie County, Texas, from agriculture to single-family 3, containing a repealer clause, containing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
All right, thank you, Ms. Evans. We do have 6 council members present this evening, so we do have a full council. So, Ms. Evans, at this time, I would request a roll call for this particular ordinance.
Ms. Matlock?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
No.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Alcorn?
Yes.
Failed.
All right, the way what I tally is we have 4 yes votes. We have 2 no votes, which does not meet the threshold of a 3/4 vote by the council. So this particular ordinance does fail. Well, I'd like to confirm that with the city manager, Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, do you concur?
Yes, concur. It required 5 votes to pass.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lewis. At this time, we'll move along to item number 3, ordinance number 2021-004, amending Chapter 28, Offenses and Miscellaneous Provisions of the Code of Ordinances by amending Article 6, Reserved to Operation Landing of Helicopters, and amending the master fee list for fiscal year 2021 to establish a fee for temporary landing permits. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing open on this item. Ms. Evans, do we have anyone who would like to address the council during the open public hearing on this item?
No, Mayor, I have no callers that signed up.
All right, Ms. Evans reports that we did not have any callers scheduled to speak on this item. I just would also like to share with the council that the administration at St. Christus St. Michael Hospital aware of the ordinance, and the administration at the hospital does support the ordinance. So just based on some conversations I've had. So at this time, I will entertain a motion. By the way, Mr. Lewis, when we had our last council meeting, I know that there were a couple suggestions that were brought up by Council Member Davis, I believe, going from 1,000 feet to 500 feet. There have been some provisions that have been updated and changed. Mr. Lewis, can you refresh our memory on exactly what changes were made to the ordinance from the last meeting?
Yes, that was in relation to a subsection requiring the location of a touchdown permit, or excuse me, the touchdown area. That has been changed. It had been reading 1,000 feet based upon council comments. That was changed to 500 feet. There was also a general prohibition on releasing items from the helicopter. I took that out thinking other ordinances such as litter would be able to address the issue if that ever occurred. And if the council wants to go forward with this, the ordinance does have an added provision setting a fee for the master fee list for the remainder of this fiscal year.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lewis. So appreciate that. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the ordinance. Is there a motion?
So moved, Hart.
We have a motion by Councilmember Hart. Is there a second?
Second. Bill
Yeah.
Hart.
We have a second by Councilmember Hart. Ms. Evans, the caption, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Texarkana, Texas, amending Chapter 28, Offenses and Miscellaneous Provisions of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Texarkana, Texas, by amending Article 6, Reserved, to Operation and Landing of Helicopters, providing definitions, restrictions on operation and exceptions, requirements for temporary touchdown areas, and criteria for temporary landing permits, amending Resolution Number 2020-087 to establish a fee for temporary landing permits, providing a penalty clause, providing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No.
Opposed, no.
No. Williams.
Ms. Evans, roll call, please.
Ms. Matlock,
Abstain.
Mr. Davis,
I vote yes.
Ms. Hart,
Yes.
Mr. Harp,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
No.
Ms. Alcorn. Ms. Alcorn,
Yes. Can you hear me?
thank you.
Yes, ma'am, we got it. Okay.
Yes.
So Ms. Evans, to double check, we have 4 yes votes, 1 no, and 1 abstain.
Yes,
Is that
Mayor,
correct?
that's correct.
All right, so the ordinance does pass, I believe. Is that correct, Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Okay, so the ordinance does pass by 4 yes votes, 1 no, and 1 abstention. All right. At this time, we'll move along to our items for discussion. Staff updates. We'll have a COVID-19 update by our Fire Chief, Eric Slaughter. Mr. Slaughter, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I'd like to start first with some good news. Today is the first day in January where we've seen the numbers for hospitalizations in our trauma service area drop below 15%. If you'll recall, the 15% mark is the mark set by the governor as a higher than normal case volume. And we've been trending down for the last 4 or 5 days in our area. And today we finally dropped below that 15% mark. If we stay below 15% for 7 consecutive days, then we will go back to the next phase up in reopening. So we'll go back to the 75% occupancy. So it's a good step. The numbers are going down in most of the hospitals in the area. We remain fully activated at the EOC. We have added a call line at the Texarkana Bowie County Family Health Center. This call line is specifically designated for taking calls related to the COVID vaccine. We are creating a list at this time. We have approximately 1,500 names on the list, and as doses come in, we'll take names off the list, and if they meet the tiering criteria, administer vaccines to those individuals. We did receive the Bowie County, Texarkana Bowie County Family Health Center received 400 doses in week 7, which is this week, and we're beginning the process of administering those. We're diligently working to become designated as a rural hub. If we can obtain this designation, it will be a pathway to receive higher numbers of vaccines to our area. And we are working with Krista St. Michael in that endeavor to try to get that designation. The number, back to the number for the hotline at the health department, that number is 903-255-5566. And that number is manned Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And the individual will only need to provide their name and a contact phone number. Our local free testing provided in conjunction with the state of Texas tested 481 individuals in the last 7 days. So there's still a very essential part of our plan for dealing with COVID. And the Texas Department of State Health Services website showed 950 active cases today with 150 deaths. And we do have one long-term care facility in our jurisdiction experiencing a higher than normal spike in cases. So we're working with them to make sure they don't have any unmet needs. And with that, that's all for the update that I have today. I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone might have regarding vaccines or testing or COVID in general.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Questions?
This is Councilman Matlock. I have a question, Chief. Of the 470, however many cases, how many were positive? Do you know?
I can get that information for you. That site, I want to say our positivity rate is less than 5% for that location.
Okay, that's good. You don't
I
have
can
to.
get an exact number for you.
No, that's not necessary. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Matlock. All right. Any other questions or comments from the council to Eric this evening? Any final comments? All right. Chief, thank you very much for providing that report this evening. We appreciate the update.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Mr. Lewis, I need to go back to item number 3, just point of emphasis here, if you can help direct me here. On that particular vote, we did have one council member who abstained. So am I supposed to vote in that situation? We do have 4 votes in the affirmative. Can you provide some direction on that?
Yes, if you choose, you can vote for an abstention.
Okay, all right. I'll vote yes, just so we have that in the record. So I just thought about that when we extension on that. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lewis. All right, administrative comments. Any comments from the council this evening?
Mayor, I have a comment.
Okay, Mr. Hart. Yes, sir.
I've had a couple of citizens come up and tell me or relate to me that their appreciation for the workers at Texarkana Water Utilities. These 2 individuals had gone up to pay their bill or something, and they were just very complimentary of the workers and what they were doing to trying to help the citizens and everything that's going on. And I know that our water utilities department and IT department and JD have caught a lot of flack over the technology stuff, and they've been under a lot of stress, but did want to let them know that the citizens do see the work that their employees are doing. So I wanted to pass along those compliments.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hart. That's very much appreciated. I know that those employees have had a difficult task here recently, especially based on our cyber attack. And so I know that they will appreciate those comments. Any other comments from the council this evening? Okay, very good. We'll now move along to comments from city staff. Any comments from the staff this evening, Ms. Jaster?
No, Mayor, no comments tonight.
Okay, all right, very good. Unless there's any further business we brought before the council, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved. Councilman Hart.
Okay, thank you, Ms.
Second,
Hart.
Councilmember Matlock.
Okay, we have a motion for adjournment by Councilmember Hart, and we have a second by Councilmember Matlock. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, council, thank you very much for your attention to these matters this evening, and I want to thank those who were joining us this evening via Zoom or live stream on YouTube. Thank you for your time that you've joined us with this evening, and I certainly hope that everyone has a great evening. Thank you all very much.